And welcome back. The 2025 Southwest Missouri Heart Walk with the American Heart Association is coming up this weekend. And joining us now are Reese, Mark, and Lisa. Good morning. How's everyone feeling this morning?
Great.
Good.
Well, we are just pumped to have you here. And Reese, we're excited to learn your story. But before we get into that, Lisa, why don't you tell us a little bit about the walk, what we need to know?
Oh, it is this Saturday. It's going to be great weather.
Yes.
Lots of prayers.
Yes.
Yes.
We're putting out the good vibes.
The anti-rain dance.
It is at Jordan Valley Park, so it's this Saturday, June 7th, Jordan Valley Park. We start, the activities start at 9 a.m., and this is one of the American Heart Association's largest initiatives for health for all. And this goes through raising for CPR awareness, which is so important, so important.
Absolutely.
Cardiac arrest will occur more often than we think. 9 out of 10 people don't receive cardiac arrest, the CPR, hands-only CPR, and it's mainly due that we just need to continue to educate.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, what stands out to me is that heart health probably affects at least one person we know, right? And so that's a crazy stat. And I am seeing the event on Saturday, which I'm really excited about. But I was reading through the script last night, and one thing that really stuck out to me is it's such a good way to learn about people in our community and how they're being affected by heart health, right? Which brings in Reese here. So, Reese, why don't you tell us a little bit about your story?
Well, I've had my heart condition since I was born, and whenever I went to Texas, I had my first surgery, and it just went well, and then they said that I needed to go into the
operating room
again to see why I wasn't coming off ECMO, and I went into cardiac arrest.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, so Reese and or Grandpa Mark, can you go a little bit more? What exactly is the heart condition?
Well, she had a congenital abnormality in her heart. They knew before birth that it was going to happen. She was born up at Barnes Children's, and then they knew at that point, layman's terms, her heart was a little bit upside down and backwards. You know, plumbing was wrong, layman's terms. But so off to Texas Children's Hospital, where they did the initial corrective surgeries. And now that she's 9 or 10, they had to go down in the last year or so and do some what they thought would be pretty normal corrective surgery. Turns out it wasn't. And then she had a moment there where they were going to do some additional things with her heart post-surgery and went into cardiac arrest. 32 minutes of CPR. Talking about CPR.
32 minutes.
So 32 minutes with obviously professional people in the room. So luckily for us, it all worked out well. She's doing well now, back to school and showing her, working her cattle and doing all the things. And you look at that, you know, obviously the grace of God and a tremendous medical expertise. And we've had a lot of help from American Heart Association, several groups. You'd be surprised the number of kids involved. You know, you get into a hospital, you realize, you know, the magnitude of what is going on. So, you know, we're totally supportive of the Heart Association, several other things.
Yeah, well, that's what I was just thinking about, like how profound that is. You brought up the kids. I was like, it's crazy to see Reese here because when you think of heart issues, you think of like our grandparents, right? You don't think about young kids. And so, Lisa, can you speak to that a little more about how it really does affect everyone?
It affects everyone. I mean, with Reese, she had the congenital heart condition, and with our efforts and our research, we are just groundbreaking research to help the young children. We always want, as it comes to the elderly or our grandparents, as you were saying, sometimes it's genetic, but a lot of it is education. You know, let's be preventative. We know. We always say, you know your numbers. When you go to the doctors, when they say, what's your blood pressure? That's one of the big ones, is hypertension. And they'll, you know, ask them, well, is it good? And they'll say, it's good. But could it be better? Exactly. So it's that education to help to be preventative as well.
Yeah, it's incredible. Okay, one more time, details on the walk this weekend.
Saturday, June 7th, Jordan Valley Park, 9 a.m. Rain or shine, but it's not going to rain. Nope. And we have great activities. We have, this is a family fun event. So bring your kids out. Balloon artist, Louis from the Cardinals is going to be out there, face painting, hands-only CPR. We're very thankful to all of our sponsors, Mercy's, Cox, and there's so many of them, so we're so grateful.
And Reese, Grandpa Mark, you guys will be there as well?
The family will be there.
All right.
Awesome. Thank you so much for joining us this morning.
You guys.
All right, when we come back, Blake and I are going to challenge each other to a game of star power.
Oh.
You know I got this.
Oh, please.
I got this in the bag.